Funding provided by
Pella Windows and Doors help bring your home to life. For more than 100 years, Pella has been dedicated to building a brighter future in Iowa communities. Pella Corporation is a proud supporter of Iowa PBS.
Fareway Meat and Grocery. For more than 80 years, Fareway has been proud to be an active part of the communities we serve. Learn more at fareway.com.
With our Iowa roots and Midwestern values, Farmers Mutual Hail is committed to offering innovative farm insurance for America's farmers, just as we have for 6 generations. Farmers Mutual Hail, America's crop insurance company.
Musco Lighting is honored to support Iowa PBS. We're an Iowa company that lights local schools, community fields, and stadiums, arenas, and venues in more than 125 countries. While our reach is global, our commitment is local.
Welcome to Fort Dodge, Iowa, and a beautiful night at Harlan and Hazel Rogers Sports Complex. Iowa PBS is here to bring you girls state softball. It's 5 championship games over 2 days, and it all starts with Class 2A, the 3rd-seeded Wapsie Valley Warriors, and the number 1 overall seed in Class 2A, the Grandview Christian Thunder. As we get ready to hand out a trophy, she is Allie Kappert. I am Brad Wells, and Allie, being in a state championship game has been a long time coming for both of these teams.
And both these teams took very different routes to get here to this championship game on Thursday night. Grandview Christian lost their first game on Monday. They have fought their way all the way back. On the other side, Wapsie Valley, they are 3-0 coming into this game.
A double elimination format. We'll have more on that coming up. Right now, let's learn more about our 2 teams here in this 2A title game with Wapsie Valley Warriors. They were here last year. That ended a 47-year drought. Now they're in the championship game.
And it starts with Taylor Burr in the circle, both defensively and offensively. She is their spark plug. Over 350 career strikeouts. She's going to continue her career at Simpson College next year. And their bats, freshman Espen Decker leads the team, but they have some hot bats that have hit well this week.
All right, for Grandview Christian, their first trip to the state softball tournament. How about a school record 31 wins?
It's crazy what this team has been able to do. Like I said, dropped their first game on Monday. They have hit 7 home runs this week alone. They have 6 starters hitting .438 or higher. Their entire roster, 1 through 9, can hit the ball with power.
All right, sunny skies here, some lovely clouds as Fort Dodge is treating us to 79 degrees on the thermometer. The fans are loving it, and just that nice soft breeze, Allie, that keeps the bugs away, keeps the fans cool, keeps the announcers cool, the players. They are ready to go play for a Class 2A state championship. As they hit the lines, we send it up top to our public address announcer, Tim Fitzpatrick.
Good evening, softball fans, and welcome to Rogers Sports Complex in Channel Field for this 2A championship game between the Wapsie Valley Warriors and the Grandview Christian Thunder. It's time to meet our teams. Let's first of all meet the team from Wapsie Valley. Here are your non-starters. Number 0, Emery Parks. Number 5, Tessa Brunchen. Number 7, Michaela Gothard. Number 9, Autumn Kress. And number 14, Callie Boy. Your assistant coaches are Tiffany Drawley and Nick Curley. Now here's your starting lineup for the Warriors of Wapsie Valley. Leading off and playing left field, number 18, Lola Destival. Batting second, doing the pitching, number 2, Taylor Boer. Batting third in center field, number 8, Espen Decker. Cleanup hitter for the Warriors at first base, number 12, Maddie Latteberg. Batting fifth, playing shortstop, number 1, Sawyer Boer. Batting sixth at third base, number 3, Gracie Sabetka. Batting seventh, doing the catching, number 10, Maya Barnes. Batting eighth, the designated player, number 29, Layla Armstrong. And batting in the ninth position, playing second, number 13, Emery Shannon. And your flex player in right field, number 26, Harper Destival. Head coach for the Warriors, Austin Jeans. And now let's meet the home team from Grandview Christian. Here's the Thunder, their non-starters. Number 3, Avery Pelham. Number 14, Lydia Larwick. Number 17, Epperly Weitzel. Number 20, Macy Rogers. And number 21, Presley Cramblett. Your assistant coaches, Chris Murphy and Shannon Pelham. Now here's your starting lineup. For the Thunder of Grandview Christian, leading off, playing shortstop, number 2, Livy Vandersloos. Batting second, playing catcher, 00, Maya Murphy. Batting third at third base, number 5, Sophie Bird. Cleanup hitter for the Thunder, doing the pitching, number 1, Chloe Cox. Batting fifth at first base, number 10, Harper Rosado. Batting sixth, the designated player, number 24, Grace Cruz. Batting seventh at second base, number 7, Leighton Beamer. Batting eighth in center field, number 15, Morgan Pelham. And batting in the ninth position, the right fielder, number 8, Jada Rogers. And your flex player playing left field, number 4, Macy Brooker. Head coach for the Thunder, Krista DeMolinaire. And now, fans, if you please turn your attention to the home plate area. I'd like to introduce our umpires for this 2A championship as assigned by the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. At first base, Mr. Gary Wax. At third base, Mr. Casey Conover. And calling the balls and strikes today, Mr. Jim Doyle. Fans, at this time, please face the flag off to your right in the center of the Commons area as we honor America and all the veterans who have so proudly served, the men and women around the world protecting our freedom each and every day in this great country that we've called home for 250 years, our national anthem.
It all comes down to this, the Wapsie Valley Warriors, the 3 seed, and the Grandview Christian Thunder. Here's a look at the Grandview Christian defense as we take a look across the outfield. Brooker, Pelham, Rogers, and third base, Bird, Vandersloos at short, Beamer, the second baseman, Rosado at first, Maya Murphy is behind the plate, and in the circle it is Chloe Cox, the sophomore. Allie?
Chloe Cox has had an outstanding season so far in a great state tournament. She had a long day yesterday for the Grandview Christian Thunder. Coming into the state tournament, though, over 100 strikeouts on the year. She has been the workhorse for this team.
All right, there you see first baseman Harper Rosado as she leads the defense out onto the field to just a freshman behind the sophomore pitcher Chloe Cox. And final words of encouragement from Coach DeMolinaire. And there you see Cox, the sophomore, 19-2 with a 1.80 earned run average, over 100 strikeouts on the season, 41 walks. And here at the state tournament has really had some fantastic outings. In the last game of the day yesterday, she threw the full 7 innings, gave up just 2 runs on 5 hits, had a strikeout and a walk. Here's a look at the Wapsie Valley batting order, led off by Lola Destival, Taylor Boer, and Espen Decker. Allie, both of these teams have an offense that has that ability to put up big runs in any inning.
And they've both been carried by big rallies throughout this state tournament. The ability to put up big innings. For Wapsie Valley, the defense does it. Shut down this Grandview Christian offense, and we ready. That is the song they listened to on the way here. They are ready to play today. For Grandview Christian, new bracket, no problem. They played the games, they have worked their way back, and here they are, and they need to score early. Yesterday, they kind of waited till the end of the game to put up the runs. I'd like to see them attack early today.
Destival gets us started. Freshman left fielder. Has a hit in each game here at the state tournament. Had a double in the opener against Logan Magnolia, a double on Tuesday against Ridgeview, and scored 2 runs yesterday in the win over Logan Magnolia. As Wapsie Valley, through this double elimination tournament, they have played the least amount of games necessary, winning all 3 of their contests to get to the title game.
And especially important, that means 1 game a day. No days where they were playing multiple games. They were 1 and done each of the days of this state tournament. That is a big difference maker when you get here late in the week.
And there's a strike delivered by Cox. We hear from both of these coaches offensively. They like their batters to be patient. They seem relaxed, ready to attack. Swing and a miss.
First 2 pitches that Cox threw missed the plate on that inside corner. These last 2 has found the release point, attacking the zone.
Cox trying to eye a strikeout, gets Destival out looking for the first out of the game.
Just a great pitch by Chloe Cox. She goes back to that inside corner and absolutely paints it right at the waist. Nice pitch by Chloe Cox.
And she hasn't stacked up a ton of strikeouts here in Fort Dodge, but an excellent start as she now gets ready to face Taylor Boer.
And I tell you what, pitcher versus pitcher battle here, but both of them, while they're in the circle, they are going to throw to contact. We're going to see a lot of balls in play in this game, and that's where the defense is going to step in.
There's one in shallow center. That's going to get down for the first base hit of the game, courtesy of Taylor Boer.
And Taylor Boer, nice job there. Hit it where they are not. The right-handed hitter punching that ball out into right center. Not overpowering, but perfect placement off the bat of number 2.
So Boer at first base, and Espen Decker comes to the plate. Decker 65 career RBIs, looks at a first pitch strike. For Chloe Cox, she will try and work ahead in the count. as much as possible. That one's outside, 1-1 the count.
Something to point out here for Grandview Christian, Chloe Cox, only a sophomore. This team has a ton of youth, especially here in the Battery. Very important for the future of this team.
Pop fly into center field. Morgan Pelham is underneath it. And there is 2 away here in the top of the first. Pelham, the senior, out there in center with a couple underclassmen in left and right. Maddie Laddeberg, the batter now, a senior for this Warriors team. Maddie Laddeberg will continue her softball career, planning to go to Hawkeye Community College, play softball, and then go to Allen College and get into radiology technician studies.
And Maddie, definitely the power source of this Wapsie Valley offense. Yesterday, had an at-bat. The ball kind of dinged her up a little bit right on the hand. She was able to come back into the game, but that was kind of a moment Wapsie Valley fans were holding their breath.
Here's the 1-1, changeup down in the dirt, and on the move to second, Boer gets a stolen base. And it's 2 balls, 1 strike. We take another look. She was going right away.
Yeah, Boer on that one, full send, going in straight to second. Helped out by the pitch in the dirt. Didn't even need to slide into second, but playing all the way was steal 2.
Here's the 2-1-2 Laddeberg. Fouled straight back.
That'll wake us up.
Right back to our announcing spot. Good reflexes. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Laddeberg had that timed up perfectly. Anytime you're following the ball straight back like that, she has it timed up.
And that hits Laddeberg right on the leg, and Wapsie Valley with a second base runner.
And when Chloe Cox has missed, it's been on that outside corner. That one you see gets away from her. Squares up Maddie right in the leg. She'll take the moment to stretch out there. I don't blame her. That was some square contact right in the thigh.
You mentioned her getting hit yesterday. You also mentioned her power. How about this? Maddie on senior night, nonetheless. She went 3 for 4. Allie, she had 2 grand slams in the same inning.
Wow.
And then had another 2-run home run. Her 6 home runs on the season, half of them came on senior night.
An 8 RBI inning.
Yeah. 11 runs driven in the contest. And the Grandview Christian catcher Maya Murphy keeping an eye on Laddeberg. Try and catch her sleeping with Boer ahead of her at second base. Sawyer Boer, the younger sister to Taylor, is up to bat, hit into center field and off the glove of Pelham, and that will score 1 run, and Laddeberg around third will stay there. An RBI for Boer as Pelham unable to make the play.
Just the line shot right at Pelham in center field. Sometimes the toughest ball to play. She gets caught bringing a step in, goes right off the glove. But how about the contact off the bat of Boer, squaring that ball up? That is the power Wapsie Valley wants to see here early in the first.
The first error of the game comes here in the first inning, and now Gracie Sabetka is the batter. Wapsie Valley junior third baseman.
A nice pitch there by Cox. Dial it right back in. She knows she has 2 runners in scoring position. Very important for her right now to stay close to the zone.
Sabetka, a hitter that can hit it in any direction on the field. And there's a called strike on the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Sabetka 2 for 4 on Tuesday, scored 2 runs against Ridgeview. Here's the 1-2, and that's a dead ball. We'll redo it. Sabetka also on the Wapsie Valley basketball team. Her and a few other teammates. Lola Destival. Maya Barnes, who's on deck. Here's a grounder to the right side. Nice play at second by Leighton Beamer. But Wapsie Valley scores a run on a hit and an error in the top of the first inning. As we've talked about, let's take a look at the starting defense now for the Wapsie Valley Warriors. You have Destival and Decker in left and center, and Harper Destival, 8th grader, in right field. Sabetka at third, Sawyer Boer at short, Shannon at second, Latterberg at first base. Behind the plate is Maya Barnes and Taylor Boer, the senior, in the circle for this Wapsie Valley defense. Some youth, that's freshman in the outfield, the left field and center field, and an 8th grader in right. And there's a look at Taylor Boer, the senior. 12 wins, an ERA under 2 runs per game, and leader in terms of innings pitched and strikeouts.
And what a season she's had. She's really the leader for this team offensively and defensively. The senior leadership so important, but only 73 hits allowed on the season. She really limits that number. This Grandview Christian offense is going to be a big challenge for her today.
And we take a look at that Thunder batting order. Lily Vandersloot will try and get it started. Maya Murphy, Sophie Bird, Chloe Cox, they all had to come through in the clutch in their second game of the day yesterday against Iowa City Regina, where they plated 4 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning to win 4-2 and punch their spot into this championship game. First pitch from Boer. This is the zone.
And this Grandview Christian team is just not a team that gets rattled when they are behind. This 1-0 ball game to them is no big deal. They know their offense is going to go to work throughout this game.
Vandersloot, seniors, going to play softball at the University of Northwestern St. Paul. Slapper with some great speed. And Boer gets a strike. After 2 balls to start, just as Chloe Cox did in the top of the first. A couple pitches to shake the nerves.
The nerves of a state championship game, slightly different than the rest of the state tournament, but tell you what, this Grandview Christian offense, they have had plenty of at-bats this week. Playing 5 games to make it here to the championship.
That's a base on balls for Livy Vandersloot. And the leadoff runner aboard for Maya Murphy, who now comes to the plate. Vandersloot with 3 stolen bases Tuesday against Hinton, another stolen base yesterday against Regina in game 2. First pitch to Murphy is low. Snap throw over to first to check on Vandersloot.
Vandersloot making use of that sliding mitt right away, diving her way back into first. She is fast on the bases.
Here's the 1-0. She's on her way to second. The throw is off in time. Oh, it's safe at second. A bang-bang play.
And what a great slide by Vandersloot. She knows that throw has met her at the bag. She slides in towards the back, and the tag just misses her.
Barnes, an excellent throw from that catcher position. Here's a grounder, left side of the infield. Boer goes across the diamond for out number 1 to retire Murphy as Vandersloot advances to third.
A very productive out for Maya Murphy. Moves her runner over. That is a job well done. And Grandview Christian looking to bounce right back from the 1-run deficit.
So with 1 out and a runner on third, Sophie Bird, the freshman third baseman, comes to the plate. Shows bunt as Vandersloot not fully committing to heading home, but was ready if that bunt went down.
A little bit of safety squeeze action here in the first. Not going all in quite yet, but smart base running at third.
One evens the count at 1-1. Nice pitch in there. Curveball slides in for strike 2, and it's 1-2.
Tell you what, neither of these pitchers are going to bring a ton of velocity at these hitters, but their ability to spin it, and that ball just dropped right out underneath the bat of Bird. Nice pitch.
1-2 missing outside to even the count at 2-2.
Very competitive, but off the plate, about a ball or two outside. Competitive 1-2 pitch, though. I mean, you want to see if you can get the hitter to chase.
See what Boer does on the 2-2. This is popped up. It's going to stay in the deep infield, and it's actually going to be Decker from center field. And the tag, and out at home. Vandersloot gunned down at the plate by Decker. The tag by Barnes, and Wapsie Valley gets out of the jam here in the first.
And how about this? The throw in from center. The tag, and Maya at home plate. Wapsie Valley is fired up after the first.
Well, we've talked about the energy of the state tournament, the energy of the championship game. It is here, and there have been some significant changes to the Iowa Girls State High School Softball Tournament this year. And here's our own Paul Yeager with the double elimination details.
This year, the Girls State Softball Tournament adopted a hybrid double elimination format leading up to the title game. In round 1, 8 teams play. In round 2, the winners from round 1 play each other while the losers do the same. Round 3 sees the loser between the round 2 winners play the winner of the round 1 losers who battled it out in round 2. In round 4, the winner of the round 2's winning teams takes on the winner of round 3, but if the round 2 winner loses and both teams have one loss, the same teams play again in round 5 to determine who goes to the class title game. However, if they win, round 5 is not necessary, and they automatically advance to the championship, where the winner takes all.
All right, Allie, that was a pretty good explanation, and let's put it now into real terms. Here's how the Class 2A bracket worked out. As you mentioned up top, you have Grandview Christian falling down to that loser's bracket, played 2 on Tuesday, 2 on Wednesday. Wapsie played the minimum, 1 game a day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You win all 3, you're in the championship game.
And 8 teams, 2 completely different sides of the bracket, 2 completely different stories here in the championship game. It is clear as mud, but it is as fun as ever.
You know what? The very first year of the double elimination format, and you know you're going to have some confusion, maybe some complaints, just unsure of how it's going to work, but I like it. It gets in line with what the NCAA does with the Women's College World Series, and that has just exploded in popularity. You have a lot of softball that has a double elimination type of a format, Allie.
Yeah, overall, great feedback on the double elimination format. Slight difference between high school and college. In college, you actually change sides of the bracket, so you're playing different teams. That is kind of the one piece of feedback we heard this week, of a lot of teams playing the same teams multiple times throughout the week, but I'd say that's a pretty minor thing with how fun of a week of action it has been.
Here's a bunt put down by Maya Barnes to throw over to first. Oh, great cover by Beamer. The freshman just getting there. And there's one away. Barnes put down an excellent bunt.
Well executed at both sides of the ball. Tell you what, that's one Maya Barnes a lot of times this season, I'm sure, has beat out at first base. But state championship game here, state championship defense by Grandview Christian. Well played.
Layla Armstrong looks at a first pitch ball. Armstrong, freshman DP, patient with some power, according to head coach Austin Jeans, who's in year number 5 coaching this Wapsie Valley softball team.
As a coach, you love to see that your young players are able to go up, hit with some patience, have a calm presence in the box. That's something you really can't teach. So if you're bringing young athletes in who already have that, you can teach the mechanics, everything else as a coach, how they see the ball and balls versus strike. That is a natural knack for an athlete.
Layla Armstrong at the plate. She had one heck of a Tuesday. She was 3 for 3 with 2 RBIs in the win over Ridgeview. 11-9 was the final on Tuesday for the third-seeded Wapsie Valley Warriors. Here's the 2-1. Swung on and missed, and it's 2-2. That one's fouled straight back.
Nice pitch by Cox going outside corner. Armstrong able to foul it right back to the backstop, but Cox really just shooting both sides of the zone right now.
Another 2-2 delivery for Cox. And a swing by Armstrong. It comes up empty. And the second strikeout of the game for Chloe Cox.
Impressive rise ball for Cox in the circle. I mean, she was able to get a big jump on that ball. You'll see a replay of it here, going above the hands. Great strikeout pitch.
So Emery Shannon to the plate. Freshman second baseman. To the first pitch strike.
Grandview Christian in a slap defense. They actually have their second baseman, Leighton Beamer, playing very shallow, even with Chloe Cox in the circle.
The bunt rolls foul back behind the plate. Murphy grabs it in foul territory. Coach Jeans says Shannon is a first-year slapper with really good speed and a great bunter. Just a technique that you can pick up sometimes. Maybe when you're younger, take a right-handed batter with some good speed, you can make him a lefty slapper.
Speed and hand-eye coordination, it can be taught. Those are the two things that can't be taught.
Another strikeout for Cox as she gets Shannon. That is her third strikeout of this game as we head to the bottom of the second inning here in this 2A championship game. Well, there is nothing like ballpark food unless you bring the Iowa State Fair into the bullpen. Then it's a whole new ball game. Now, Paul Yeager was able to preview some of the new foods coming to the fair this year and was able to vote on his favorites, catch his insights, and a cornucopia of other video stories during our coverage of the Iowa State Fair. Now at 8 p.m. and 9 p.m. nightly. That's August 17th through the 22nd, only on statewide Iowa PBS and online at iowapbs.org. This is going to make you hungry, Ellie.
I tell you what, I saw Paul right after this. I was hearing about some breakfast egg rolls, some apple pie, a lot of things. And not only did he have the food, he had the exact spot as to where they were going to be on the fairgrounds.
He's got everything all dialed up. We'll stay connected with Iowa PBS Sports no matter where you're watching from. Join the conversation. Follow us on Facebook and X and use hashtag Iowa PBS Sports to enjoy high school sports and other fans. So Chloe Cox, after putting down her third batter courtesy of the strikeouts in the top of the second inning, she will lead off the bottom of the second inning.
Grandview Christian in the bottom half of the first had some momentum going. Early base runner, the fly ball into center. And I love that they're aggressive early in this game. They have such confidence in this offense that they're going to put up runs.
There's a pop fly, shallow center, long run for Decker. Look at the speed out in center field by the freshman.
And she caught that almost exact same location to end the first. She has been on the run. That is a big logo the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union has in center field, and she just covered the whole thing.
Look at that. That is a beautiful field. Excellent job by the staff here in Fort Dodge at the Harlan and Hazel Rogers Sports Complex. They have this thing looking just beautiful. Harper Rosado is the batter. One down for Grandview Christian. Rosado hit one of 7 home runs that this Thunder offense has produced here at the state tournament.
This Thunder team relies so much on their senior leadership, but some of the young spots in this lineup really show a strong future for this team, and Rosado is one of those players. As you mentioned, the home runs this week, 9 home runs coming into the state tournament. She is one you are excited to have on your team.
Swing and a miss. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes as Taylor Boer dialing in here in this second inning. Rosado, extra base hits here at the state tournament. 3 doubles and a home run for the freshman first baseman. This is her first at bat in the state championship game. Count runs full. Boer delivers. Rosado hits it into center field, and back to make the catch is Decker for out number 2.
And Decker has been busy out in center field. A sure glove for Wapsie Valley out in center. And Grandview Christian has to be encouraged here. 3 balls in a row, dead center of the field. I mean, that means they have it timed up right. They're getting just underneath it right now. You expect them to make an adjustment here, but they have it timed up very, very well. Another ball towards center.
And Grace Cruz is going to be able to drop that one in front of Decker for a Grandview Christian base hit.
Grandview Christian spray chart right now is 1 line.
And that's the first hit of the game for Grandview Christian. Coming here off the bat from Cruz. A 2-out single and a first pitch swing. And what a snag at first by Ladderberg. Oh, the senior for Wapsie Valley just stole a base hit away from Leighton Beamer. Flashing the leather at first base. Maddie Ladderberg headed to Hawkeye Community College to play softball. All right, Wapsie Valley will be in the batter's box when we come back. They're facing Chloe Cox. Here's a look at the sophomore pitcher in slow-mo.
Chloe Cox, the tall right-handed pitcher. You'll see her stride out. Huge stride means more power, more ability for spin, and that is something Chloe Cox does so well. She has spun it and stayed on both corners of the zone.
Chloe Cox 3 strikeouts here in the first 2 innings.
Yeah, impressive so far, but only a sophomore. I mean, this is a big stage for a young pitcher, and she has handled this week so well. This Grandview Christian team, 5 games that they had to work through to get to this stage, and she has handled the pressure with ease and has not gotten rattled in the circle at all.
Well, I was speaking with her mom, Heather, who's in the stands here behind home plate. And I talked to Heather before the game today. I said, Mom, how are you feeling? She said, I feel great. I feel calm. I feel great. She's in the white visor right there. Heather played at Southeast Polk, and she is Chloe's catcher. Sits on the bucket, and credits pitching coach Rich Thomas. They've been working with the last 2 years. Says Chloe has grown a ton. Fundamentals. And she knows everything, too. She says Chloe's got to get stacked. She's got to come over the toe, and she has seen big improvements in her rise ball and drop ball over the last 12 months.
Rich Thomas, a great pitching coach in Central Iowa. His daughter Chelsea was a star at Missouri. And I mean, I tell you what, he coached her, and he's coaching a lot of these athletes now, but you can see it in the mechanics. Just very, very well coached.
It's fouled away by Lola Destival. At the top of the order here to lead off the third inning for Wapsie Valley. Destival struck out in her first at bat, and 1 ball, 2 strikes is the count. This one is hit to the right side, and that one is booted by Beamer, and the leadoff runner aboard for Wapsie Valley.
And you could see off the bat of Destival, this ball had a wicked spin to it. And Beamer just overruns it with that spin. You have to expect that ball's going to bounce back towards center. A tough hop.
And they're going to call it an infield single. That did take a tough hop on Beamer. So Boer, the batter, with a runner aboard. Taylor Boer, a single in her first at bat. Hit one into shallow center field. Destival with a stolen base on Monday against Logan Magnolia. Two balls, no strikes here to Taylor Boer.
In Wapsie Valley right now, we are still early in this game, just the third inning, but they feel this as a chance to add some insurance runs. They know how important that is. This Grandview Christian offense attacks late in games, back-to-back base runners here.
Through the left side of the infield, Destival trying to take third. She does, and coach gives her the option to go home if she wants. She will stay put at third. A single for Boer, a hard hit ball here.
Very hard hit ball. She gets her hands out front, able to drive the hard ground ball in smart base running here. Lola Destival sees a bobble in left field, takes advantage, run through coach's stop sign. And Coach Austin Jeans has to hit the deck to get out of the play.
So Wapsie Valley cooking here in the third inning with their first 2 runners aboard and now both in scoring position. Time called for a defensive meeting. Well, we've talked about big innings for both of these teams. How about Wapsie Valley? They're not afraid of coming back, getting some runners going. A 5-run 5th inning on Monday against Logan Magnolia. A 5-run first inning on Tuesday against Ridgeview, and then 2 2-run innings against Logan Magnolia on Wednesday to secure their third win. This is hard hit left field. Back goes Booker, and Booker unable to make the catch. It scores 1, and it's going to score 2. Wapsie Valley builds on their lead here in the third.
And on a ball that looked like it was going, I mean, off the bat, it really looked like it had a shot at going over the wall. Then it looked like it was going to be the sacrifice fly. And then for Grandview Christian, things went a little sideways. Wapsie Valley able to capitalize and add the insurance runs. And great base running. Wapsie Valley, both Destival and Boer tagging, ready to advance as soon as that ball is caught.
Decker stands at second. 2 runs driven in on that deep ball to left. It'll go down as an error on Booker. And so Maddie Latteberg steps in. Wapsie Valley A 3-run lead and nobody out here in the third.
Ladeberg hit by pitch in her last at bat. That one was close, right by her shins.
It's a high fly ball right field. Rogers is underneath it, makes the catch, tagging from second. Espen Decker advances to third. That's the first out of the inning as Ladeberg able to move Decker.
And picture perfect softball there by Ladeberg going out into right field. Runner on second base, you want to see a ball to the right side. She does exactly that to advance her runner.
And this is a base hit, just fair down the left field line, and it gets away from Booker and into second base, and rounding second is Sawyer Boer. That's an RBI double.
And Sawyer Boer here sees change up first pitch, slightly out ahead of it. It doesn't matter. That ball lands in fair territory, and Wapsie is rolling.
Maya Murphy out to have a chat with sophomore pitcher Chloe Cox. Wapsie Valley 3 runs here in the third. That one misses upstairs. Gracie Sabetka grounded out in her first at-bat.
And the first time through this order, Chloe Cox had 3 strikeouts. This Wapsie Valley team has made the adjustments, and I mean, not only are they making contact, they've made hard contact here through the second time through.
2-0 misses outside. Snap throw down to second, back safely is Boer. And the 3-0 catches the inside corner.
A nice pitch by Chloe Cox. Not giving it up, right down the middle, paints the inside corner.
Boer at second, Sabetka at the plate. And the 3-1 misses low and inside, and Sabetka is aboard for the first time tonight, and there's 2 on as Maya Barnes comes to the plate. Maya Barnes, the senior, laid down a bunt in her first at-bat. And talk about kids that will do whatever their coach asks them to do. Shows bunt here, puts a bunt down, it hit her in the leg, but she was still in the batter's box. That's going to go down as a foul ball.
Yeah, and Maya Barnes, that one was close, and that bunt, she's trying to push it more towards the first base side with runners at first and second, advance that runner over to third. It's tough as a hitter. You're running towards first, the ball's going there, and that one you see hits her right on the kneecap while she was still in the box.
The reason I bring up Barnes putting the bunt down, she had a home run on Tuesday and a triple on Wednesday. But whatever it takes, it's a swing and a miss. And now no balls, 2 strikes on Barnes.
Once you get the triple, you kind of feel like that state tournament cycle is in reach.
Right? Just double shy. Cox delivering the 0-2. And that is in play for Rosado in foul territory. And runners unable to advance.
Exactly what Grandview Christian needed right there. An unproductive out. Keep the runners where they're at. And now 2 down, force at any bag in the infield.
And Layla Armstrong up to bat with a 4-run lead. 2 outs now for Wapsie Valley. First pitch swinging. Cox got her to chase one up. Armstrong, just a freshman. RBI on Monday and Tuesday, trying to come up with one in the state championship game. That one rolls foul, and now no balls, 2 strikes.
In a big inning so far for Wapsie. They would love to see at least one more across the plate. Grandview Christian's a team, just no lead feels safe.
Here's the 0-2. This is hit out into right field, and underneath it to make the catch is Jada Rogers, the freshman. But 3 runs on 3 hits for Wapsie Valley here in the 3rd. As the Grandview Christian Thunder will try and answer coming up here in the bottom of the 3rd. As they are facing Taylor Boer. Here's a look at the senior pitcher for the Warriors.
Boer, the Simpson College commit, can really spin that ball. You see on the release of that pitch, she's going side to side with the movement. It's been the rise ball in this game as well. It starts and ends with her. She is the leader of this team offensively and defensively, but really what she does in the circle is what's so impressive. And coming into the state tournament, an ERA of 1.62. She is not going to give up a ton of runs. This is a tall task for Grandview Christian, but calm, cool, collected in the circle.
And don't miss a minute of today's action. Catch the live stream on YouTube and IowAPBS.org. If you have some family from outside of the state, let them know. We are online, and we are coming to you live from Fort Dodge, Iowa, alongside Allie Kappert, the Iowa State great, and Ankeny product Diane Brad Wells, and it's 4-0. Wapsie Valley, the 3 seed, with the lead over the top-seeded Grandview Christian Thunder. Boer gets the strike as Morgan Pelham leads things off. 8-9-1 coming to the plate here in the 3rd for the Thunder.
This Grandview Christian lineup, I mean, 1 through 9, they have the power. They hit for an average. There are no weak spots. So Taylor Boer, it's going to be tough this entire game. That one right off her kneecap. Good recovery, unable to make the play. But that goes to my point. I mean, we're 8th spot in the lineup there, hitting with power.
The deflection off the pitcher. Great job by Sabetka from 3rd to make the throw over to 1st, but excellent base running. You see Pelham hit the front part of that safety base. And so the leadoff runner aboard here for Grandview Christian in the 3rd, and Jada Rogers now the batter.
The bright pink safety base, I love it.
Snap throw down to Barnes, or from Barnes, the senior, down to Latteberg. Bunt attempt by Rogers.
Rogers, another freshman in this lineup. A great season. I mean, she's put together a 382 average coming into the season, or into the state tournament, excuse me. Very impressive for the young athlete.
Here's a pop fly, playable for Barnes. The catcher makes a tough catch, but gets the out. So Rogers is retired, and we go to the top of the order. Livy Vandersloos, the shortstop. comes up with 1 out and a runner aboard. Pelham is at first. A leadoff single. Boer misses outside.
Vandersloot looking for her first official at-bat of this game. She was able to reach by way of walk in the first, and her speed is so important to be on base.
Slap left side. Boer the throw to first, not in time. That is the speed you're talking about.
Speed on first and second right now for Grandview Christian, the heart of this lineup coming up. Perfect slap from the left side. You want to go straight into the dirt. That's exactly where the ball goes. Gets the high hop. No chance.
Grounder left side. This is Sawyer Boer. Tries to flip to third. And in there safely is Pelham. And that's a force play too, but the speed on the bases right now, Grandview Christian feels like they have something rolling.
How about Pelham here? She starts that dive about 10 feet away from the base. She knows she's going to have to get there as quick as possible.
Fielder's choice for Maya Murphy, who is at third, as the bases are loaded for Sophie Bird, the freshman third baseman for the Thunder. She has hit 2 home runs this week at the state tournament. Takes a full swing, and this one fouls out of play.
In her first at bat was just underneath it. That fly out into center field started the long line of balls hit dead center. But the swing is right where she needs it to be. Just got to find top half of the ball right now.
Bases loaded for the Thunder. Well struck to left field. This is deep, and this is gone. Sophie Bird, touch them all.
A grand slam to tie up the game. Bottom of the third. Grandview Christian, he said, don't call us the comeback kids. They are in it every step of the way. A 4-4 ball game. What a shot. Towers over the trees out in left. A no-doubter. And that is state championship softball.
And that hit out into left field. That goes over top. Grandview Christian head coach Krista DeMolinaire's family and grandkids did watch from the outfield fence. Chloe Cox is now the batter. First pitch strike to Cox.
I think something to point out here, Grandview Christian has not had the best game defensively. They have struggled a little bit defensively. To sit here now in the bottom of the third, and it's a 0-0 ball game again. That is a good feeling if you're Grandview Christian right now, to know that you have a clean slate to clean it up here the rest of the game and be right in it.
Some of coach's daughters, grandkids. Here's the 1-1 to Cox. Grounder to Boer. The throw over to first is in time. Clean play by the sophomore shortstop.
Well played after the home run. Get the quick out. Keep the bases empty.
So Harper Rosado will come to the plate with 2 outs and nobody on. Grand slam from Sophie Bird here in the third, has us tied at 4-4. First pitch strike to Rosado from Taylor Boer. This is hard hit, deflected off of Latteberg, and that's a fair ball as it rolls down into the right field corner. Rosado around second, into third with a stand-up triple. And Rosado keeping the rally going.
This Grandview Christian lineup firing on all cylinders right now, the heart of the order. But that a no-doubt triple.
Yeah.
You don't see that very much in softball with the shallow fences, making her way all the way around.
And now Grace Cruz. She comes to the plate. First pitch is upstairs. You want to talk triples. Grace Cruz, the senior DP. She had her first triple of her career yesterday. An RBI in the 6th inning of Regina's win.
And a neat thing here at the state tournament, that home run ball being delivered to Sophie Bird's family in the crowd. That is a moment they won't forget.
There's the 2-0 to Cruz, fouled away. 2 balls and a strike now.
I have a feeling the Girls High School Athletic Union has given a lot of softballs as souvenirs this week. And they've given 8 to Grandview Christian.
Yeah. 7 coming into this championship game, and that's the biggest of them all that you just saw moments ago from Sophie Bird, the grand slam. Driving in all 4 runs. Here's the 3-1, fouled straight back. Count is full now on Grace Cruz.
A great at-bat here. Deep in the count, she has the runner in scoring position. Swinging at the right pitches so far.
Rosado at third. That pitch down in the dirt. Good stop by Barnes. But now runners on the corners for Grandview Christian.
Likely going to see the flex player here come in to run the bases. The beauty of that DP flex. Get some extra speed on the base paths.
10, red 10.
And Macy Brooker, the left fielder, in to run for Cruz at first.
Flex is running for the DP. Flex for the DP. Flex for the DP.
So the 9th batter of the inning is Leighton Beamer, the freshman, with a hit in both games against Cardinal. And here's a pitch that gets away from Barnes, and all the way to third goes Brooker.
And you could tell exactly what the Thunder was looking to do here. 1st and 3rd, 2 outs. They were going for the steal. They are aggressive on the base paths, and Harper Rosado sees that wild pitch, comes diving into the home. Not typically recommended to dive into home plate, but when there's no one there covering, I suppose you take your chance.
And so Cruz now, or excuse me, Brooker at third, and Beamer the batter. Here's a pop fly, shallow center field. In comes Decker to make the catch, but a huge inning. Grandview Christian has not only come back into this one, they have taken the lead. 5 runs in the 3rd inning, and plenty to celebrate if you are a Thunder fan. And with this Grandview Christian Thunder team, a tradition that usually happens after home games finally got to make its Fort Dodge debut. Head coach Krista DeMolinaire running the bases with granddaughter Ellie. After the victory yesterday, no more games to be played there on Hy-Vee Field, and nothing like a head first slide into home. There's another one for you, Ellie. We got 2. in one broadcast.
Dives into home by the Thunder.
Well, scan the QR code or call the number on your screen to make a gift to friends of Iowa PBS. Your support makes programs like our Iowa High School Sports Championship coverage possible while helping us educate, inform, enrich, and inspire Iowans every day. Thank you for watching, for supporting Iowa PBS, and for standing with public television. Please consider making a gift right now. And so a different feeling in the circle
DP re-enters
as Chloe Cox here in this championship game, working with the lead for the first time.
I said in the last inning, like it just doesn't feel like any lead is safe against Grandview Christian. But now the same can be said against Wapsie Valley. Both these teams have been the queens of big innings so far this week. So this game, I mean, neck and neck here, right in the middle of it. We have a fun one to start the state championship series.
Wapsie Valley with 9-1-2 as Shannon gets it started. 2 balls, no strikes from Cox. Cox with a strikeout in her first at-bat, chops this one. It is foul, snagged by Murphy.
A good jump by Murphy, hopping right up. She's ready to make the play at first, doesn't need to make the throw.
The senior catcher is going to play college basketball at Faith Baptist Bible College. Got to have that ability, shift left and right. Good defender in basketball, makes a great catcher in softball. That one misses, so 3-1 the count.
2 sports, a lot of skills go hand in hand, especially the catcher. I mean, as a catcher, you're the leader of the field. Basketball, a sport built on communication, so you're good at one, you're likely good at the other one as well.
3-1 in there for a strike. It's a full count. I talked to a softball coach today, this week at the 4A level. She said, I made my girls pick another sport. Say, go play something else. It works other muscles.
Good.
Teaches a little competitiveness. Here's the 3-2, chopped foul by Shannon.
So many benefits to being multi-sport athletes. Not only does it give a mental break from your main sport, really, but as you said, works other muscles, and I mean, meet new friends.
Yeah.
Play in front of a different crowd, play in a different environment. That's what it's all about.
There's the 3-2. Oh, what a snag by Bird, the freshman at third. And the throw to first is in time.
Bird is having herself a game. That's a tough play to make. You're on the hot corner. You don't know which way you're going to be jumping. She goes up and gets the ball.
What a great reaction.
And a good slap by Shannon. I mean, she goes straight into the dirt with it. That's one a lot of times ends up being a single because of that hop.
Grand slam, now web gem defensively. Sophie Bird having a game. Lola Destival, strikeout and a base hit. Scored a run in the third, part of the 3-run third inning. Looks at ball 2. Our 2 head coaches both hitting career milestones. Grandview Christian head coach Krista DeMolinaire, her 200th career win came this season for Austin Jeans. His 100th career win came this season. He's a special education department associate at Wapsie Valley. Stands in the third base coach's box trying to get something rolling here in the fourth. This is struck well out to right field, and Rogers back to make the catch while backpedaling, and there's 2 away.
Rogers played that so nonchalantly. I couldn't tell what kind of jump she was getting on the ball, if it was going to go over or if she had it for the second out. But talking to Coach Austin Jeans yesterday, it was really neat. He said, he played football for Wapsie Valley when he was in high school, and he loves the girls listen to a song before the games, the "We Ready," and he said that's the song that when he played football that they walked out into the dome at the state tournament. And just really neat how his time as an athlete, now his time as a coach, that song has just been present in both state tournaments.
Won a state championship in football, and this is hit into left center, and it is in the gap. 3 for 3 for Taylor Boer. A pair of singles and now a double here in the state championship game for the senior.
How about this hit by Taylor Boer? Finds that gap, absolutely squares the ball up. And that is a hot bat right now, 3 for 3 on the game.
Espen Decker looks at a first pitch ball. Decker drove in 2 runs in the 3rd inning. A hit out to left, courtesy of Grandview Christian Air. Here's a hard grounder left side. Vandersloot from short. Oh, just in time gets Decker. Nice throw, nice play. As a double by Boer with 2 outs. Turns into an empty frame here in the 4th inning. So 5 runners
deep.
left on for Wapsie Valley. And we have Coach Jeans with us now. Coach, tell you what, back and forth we go. The 3-run 3rd inning, what are you seeing from your kids at the plate?
Yeah, hey, we're making really good contact. We got a lot of discipline at the plate right now, kind of just taking it where it's pitched. Our girls have been preparing for this, and we're just hitting the ball well, hitting the ball hard, and we just got to continue to do that.
And Taylor Boer in the circle. What are you seeing from her? She bounced back really well after that grand slam, the senior leadership, and looks like you might be going a pitching change here.
Yeah, I mean, Taylor is cool, calm, and collective. She works really hard in that circle. She's been doing that for us for 5 years. No better person. She's just very relaxed up there and doesn't really let anything shake her up. But we're going to try to give a little bit of a change here.
All right, Coach. Thank you very much. Appreciate the time.
Yep, thank you very much.
Autumn Kress, the freshman for Wapsie Valley, goes into the circle here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And Kress made a couple appearances here at the state tournament, 2 2/3 innings against Logan Magnolia. No runs on just 1 hit in those 2+ innings, and in 2 2/3 innings against Ridgeview gave up 6 runs on 8 hits, had a strikeout and 4 walks.
I like the call here, middle of the game, just change up the look. See a different arm, see what your freshman can do, and this is a very close ball game, a tough spot for any pitcher to come into, but if you can get one time through the order with a different look and keep the Grandview Christian bats quiet, it is a great plan.
And so Taylor Boer, the senior pitcher, goes to shortstop. Sawyer Boer, the sophomore shortstop, goes to second base. And I can't tell if we had any changes in the outfield or if Shannon gets replaced by Kress. Home plate umpire Jim Doyle.
Number 9 is coming in the game for 13.
We'll hear from it right here.
And she's at position 1. Position 1 went to 6, and position 6 went to 4.
So we were right on the money.
You nailed it. Good job.
Autumn Kress, the freshman, had her 100th career strikeout in May of this year. Hovering around that 150 strikeouts for a career. Spins the ball very well. This is her first state tournament as She transferred in from East Buchanan and says, I have loved my time with the softball program. It has been great. I've made so many new friends. And here she is pitching in the state championship game.
Absolutely love to see it. And I mean, a lot of years left here and a lot of potential to make it back to the state tournament a couple of more times for Wapsie Valley.
Morgan Pelham leading off the inning in the second consecutive inning. She led off the third. 9 batters came to the plate for Grandview Christian. And here she leads off the 4th inning. Pelham started it with a single, a hot shot straight up the middle.
We're just missing the zone, up and in. 3-1 count. Pelham looking for her pitch.
Three and 1 the count from Kress to Pelham, and Pelham earns a leadoff base on balls. And Jada Rogers comes to the plate.
Such a close game here. You have to think it could be an opportunity to look at some small ball if you're Grandview Christian. Any insurance runs, so important.
Here's a bunt, first base side, Latteberg. The throw back to Boer is off the mark. Safe at first is Rogers, and advancing all the way to third is Pelham.
And that's a smart softball play. As I said, you only have that 1-run lead right now. It doesn't feel like enough. You want to push across that run, advance the runner. In best case scenario now for Grandview Christian, top of the lineup, runners on the corners.
Livy Vandersloot had a single her last at bat. Advancing down to second is Rogers. Vandersloot scored in that 3rd inning on the Sophie Bird grand slam. Pulls it back. 2 balls, no strikes. Kress trying to find it in the circle here. That one catches the top of the zone for strike 1.
As a slapper, typically your power hitter is Livy Vandersloot, but runners at second and third, you'd love to see her get something to the right side. Tough to do as a slapper, but that's ideal placement right now.
2-1. It does get pitched to the outside, and Gracie Sabetka fields that one to perfection. Lets it roll foul and picks it up. Full count now on Vandersloot. Beautifully placed bunt by Livy Vandersloot, just rolled foul. 2-2, and this one is plunked to the first base side.
Vandersloot able to soft slap that, get her hands out, get the half swing on the ball.
Getting a scoring ruling on Jada Rogers' bunt down the first baseline, given a single and then an error that allowed Pelham to advance to third. Here's another 2-2. Chopped right up the middle. Fielded by Boer at shortstop, and the throw over to first. Gets the first out, but it plates a run as Pelham scores and Rogers moves to third.
Does plate the run, but this is the right play by Boer at shortstop. Runner is full go from third base. Her momentum's bringing her over to first. Smart play to get the first out.
First pitch to Murphy is down in the dirt. Murphy reached on a fielder's choice. And this is hit foul, 1-1 to count. Murphy, a ground out in the first.
1-1.
A grounder in the third to the shortstop. Both times has hit it to the shortstop. And here's another grounder to the shortstop. The throw coming home, and the tag is on the back leg of Rogers.
And I'm not sure the runner really had a path towards home plate. And I think this is what Coach Krista DeMoliner is going to ask about. The catch. The catcher has home plate completely blocked. So in the sport of softball, you have to leave a path for the runner. There was no path there. If she slid, she would have gone straight into the catcher. So Wapsie Valley lucky there with no obstruction call.
So there's 2 outs now. And Sophie Bird to the plate with 1 runner on. Bird with a grand slam in the 3rd inning that tied this game up. A ball she hammered to left field. And now 2-0 to Bird. Snap throw over to first to check on Murphy. And now Murphy's gonna put the sliding mitt on. See a lot more players using that sliding mitt. A safety equipment piece.
Just the single pink mitt. That's the way to go. Just one on the left hand.
It's the 2-0. Fouled away, 2-1. That's the way you would go?
That's the way I would go. Just one mitt, not the double mitt. Not the double mitt.
It's Allie Kappert approved there, Maya Murphy.
Not that I was stealing too many bases at all.
There's the 2-1. This is fouled up behind the plate, and it's going to be out of play. Bird helping out Maya Barnes, the Wapsie Valley catcher. And a 2-2 coming for Bird. Swung on and missed. What a changeup by Autumn Crest, the freshman. Allows a run, but gets the first strikeout of the game.
And she goes
Wapsie D.
Off speed, the drop, a picture perfect pitch by the freshman. Very impressive.
So there's a look inside the Wapsie Valley dugout. Grandview Christian adding another run here in the 4th inning, and now joined with head coach Krista DeMoliner. Coach, let's talk about Sophie Bird. Showing some good leather, but man, that bat, she hammered that grand slam.
Yes, she did. She's been doing that all year for us. She's a freshman, but boy, she gets up to the plate like she's a senior. A lot of confidence. She's got a lot of confidence in herself. Got a lot of confidence in her team to keep working for her. So yeah, she just does a great job for us.
And Coach, you talk about the senior leadership on this squad. What have they done to really get things in check, clean up this defense, and get you the lead back?
Yeah. You know, they come off of the field and they're telling the girls, you know, good teams don't stay down. Great teams don't stay down. And I think those were kind of the words that picked everybody up.
Coach, thank you very much. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Krista DeMoliner, 4th-year head coach at Grandview Christian after 4 years as an assistant. And she was in tears after that final win on Wednesday. Just so happy for these kids. She coached against you. She mentioned when we had our conversation, she remembers you, and she was head coach at Pella for a while out of Moline, Illinois. Played high school there, state champ in 1985, and went to play at the University of Northern Iowa in the UNI Panther Athletics Hall of Fame in 2007. She was a pitcher for the Panthers in the 80s. Maddie Latteberg, the batter, fouls the first pitch straight back. As Chloe Cox, the sophomore pitcher, trying to deliver a state title for Coach DeMolinaire.
You read Coach DeMolinaire's history there, playing for Moline. Her and my mom would have been high school teammates.
Okay. Go through all the family trees here today in our state tournament coverage. Is that Pella from 2009 to 2015? First state tournament appearance in school history in 2015. And a strikeout for Cox as Latteberg goes down swinging.
And Cox goes back to that rise ball, a pitch she has thrown so well throughout the game. You'll see the pitch here up at the hands. What a pitch for Chloe Cox.
Fourth strikeout of the game for Cox. Foul tip into the catcher's mitt for Sawyer Boer. Boer, the shortstop, moved over to second base defensively. But here at the plate, it's 1 for 2. Reached on an error and then a double. This is a little Texas leaguer, and it's going to fall down just beyond the reaching arm of Vandersloot, and a 1-out single for Sawyer Boer.
A great hustle by Vandersloot at the shortstop position. She's going all out for that ball. And sometimes the hit just finds no woman's land right out there. What an effort.
Gracie Sabetka steps into the batter's box. The runner on and 1 away. Fouled straight back. Sabetka, a junior. And a pair of hits against Ridgeview. Drew a walk in the third. Exit one up and in. And you've got a personal connection you know about now with Grandview Christian Thunder. Gracie Sabetka, she's my personal connection with this Wapsie Valley team. She's a young lady. She grounds it to the right side. Beamer gets it and makes the play over to first. Sabetka moves Boer up to second base. I coached Gracie Sabetka when she was younger. 11U, awesome. 12U softball. She came and played with the Waterloo Wahawks for a few years. Maya Barnes now the batter runner in scoring position here for Wapsie Valley, down 2 runs. See if Barnes can cut this lead in half. Cox delivers a strike. And strike 2.
And Cox is dealing right now, finding a way, getting that upward movement on the pitch. And when you're throwing with movement and attacking the zone, it is a tall task for hitters.
0-2 is low. A real good miss there by Chloe Cox.
I like it. You're ahead in the count. Go off the plate. A high, low, outside, doesn't really matter, but throw a competitive pitch and see if you can get the hitter to chase.
There's the 1-2. Fouled straight back. Barnes stays alive. Barnes with a single on Monday. He was 2 for 4. Had a home run on Tuesday and then a triple on Wednesday.
1-2.
Since you brought up the state tournament cycle, needs just a double for the senior catcher for the Warriors. Here's the 1-2 and called strike 3. Cox paints it at the knees. And that's 5 strikeouts and smiles now for Chloe Cox.
Chloe Cox right here, low inside corner. paints it. What a pitch Chloe Cox is dealing.
All right, we head to the bottom of the 5th. Let's send it up top. Tim Fitzpatrick. Get that singing voice going here in Fort Dodge, Iowa.
All right, let me hear you. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Are you singing? Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I ever get back, for it's root for the. If they don't win, it's a shame, for it's 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Hey, nice job. Who's out there cheering for Wapsie Valley? And who's cheering for the Thunder? Nice job, fans. Keep cheering.
All right, the energy has just been risen now. You got Take Me Out to the Ball Game underway, and back into the pitcher's circle, Autumn Kress, the freshman for the Wapsie Valley Warriors. And Grandview Christian comes to the plate. 4, 5, 6. Chloe Cox will lead it off for the Thunder. Looking with a 6-4 lead.
Chloe Cox looking to help her own cause in this game. And this Grandview Christian lineup has been so good, 1 through 9. And a base hit to start the inning.
Thrown in by Destival out in left. And so Cox is at first, and Harper Rosado comes to the plate. And we'll have a courtesy runner for the pitcher, Chloe Cox.
14 for 1.
Yep.
And Lydia Larwick, number 14, the 8th grader, in to run.
Courtesy run for the pitcher. 14 courtesy for the pitcher.
So Harper Rosado comes to the plate. The freshman with a triple. Their last at bat. Scored on a wild pitch.
Left-handed hitter. I mean, she pulled that ball right down the left field line. I can see why they went off speed at the first pitch. She was out ahead of it in her last at bat. And they're going to test her right away.
It was deflected off the glove of Latteberg at first base and rolled into the corner. Here's the 0-1, catches the outside corner. No balls, 2 strikes. For Rosado, first time for her seeing Autumn Kress. And the 0-2 is swing and miss, 3-pitch strikeout for Kress. And there's one away.
Kress has been so good since she came in with that off-speed pitch. We see it here once again. She stays low in the zone and gets Rosado out on that front foot. A good go-to pitch.
That brings senior Grace Cruz to the plate. First pitch fouls it away. Allie, you talked to this Grandview Christian coaching staff and Coach Krista DeMolinaire about this senior group, 4 seniors and a senior manager as well that have been playing together since they were 11. And the senior manager right there on your screen, Reagan Node. Line drive to the second baseman Shannon, and the dive back in time. Line drive by Grace Cruz. Caught by Shannon for out number 2. And Larwick safe at first. Cruz part of that senior group, but Coach really wanted to call out Reagan Node. Node had 2 knee injuries when she was younger, but has just been so awesome and positive. Since her freshman year, she has been manager of volleyball, soccer, and softball. Has fun with the team. She is headed to DMAC to study psychology, and she says, you know, I just may be a manager at DMAC as well. But
and I hope she does. Just find a way to stay around the game. She is the person you want in your dugout. Such a neat story that she stuck with this team all throughout high school. In this championship game, she is just as important as every single player in a jersey.
The count, 2 balls, no strikes on Beamer as Larwick advances the second on the wild pitch. And a runner in scoring position now for Leighton Beamer. Another freshman on this Grandview Christian team. 2-0 fouled back into Maya Barnes, the senior catcher. Barnes is senior. Taylor Boer, starting pitchers, now at shortstop is a senior. First baseman Maddie Latteberg, a senior with his Wapsie Valley squad.
Both these teams have some key pieces that are the senior leaders. They also have some key pieces that are very young. So it will be interesting over these next couple years. I mean, you have to imagine these are 2 teams we're going to see time and time again here at the state tournament. But senior leadership is so important in what they can teach the young players that are on the team with them.
3-1, and that is up, and that is a base on balls, and now 2 aboard as Morgan Pelham comes to the dish. She's 1 for 1, has scored 2 runs, has a single and a walk, and has 2 runners on here with 2 outs. Pop fly right side. Shannon goes out, Destival comes in, and Shannon gives way to Harper Destival. The 8th grader makes the catch out in right field. So no runs for Grandview Christian in the 5th. It is a 2-run contest. As Wapsie Valley, the 3 seed, they will have 8-9-1 coming up, but how did we get here? 6-4 headed to the 6th.
It was Wapsie Valley early in this game took advantage of the defensive miscues. They were piling on the hits, piling on the runs in the 1st and the 3rd inning. You see the big hit there. Espen Decker able to plate a couple of runs, but that lead didn't hold much longer after that big 3rd inning. Finally, the Grandview Christian bats came alive. It was Sophie Bird, the grand slam to tie it back up at 4, and it's been Grandview Christian ever since. 2 more runs have been able to come across the dive into home by Rosado. And this game has been fun to watch. A lot of action left.
The fans' excitement is building for Wapsie Valley.
Team's going to re-enter.
Layla Armstrong comes to the plate. And it looks like Emery Shannon will re-enter for Crest to hit second here in this 6th inning. As each player gets subbed out, you get 1 re-entry. Chloe Cox in the circle, 5 strikeouts for her and just 1 walk in this contest. Faces Armstrong. Here's the 1-0. Turned on that one, and good cat-like reflexes by our camera crew. It was a hot shot off the bat of Layla Armstrong over that 3rd base dugout. Whoa.
The camera crew, the real MVPs of this Iowa PBS production.
That's got to be a former 3rd baseman there, right?
Yeah, oh yeah. And the bottom portion of this Wapsie Valley lineup is looking for some production. Here in the 6th inning, late in the game, they need to produce at least 2 runs to tie this thing back up. 7 through 9 looking for their first base runner.
It's a hit down the line, and it is just foul. So 1 ball, 2 strikes is the count. There's a pop fly, center field. Pella able to settle underneath it and make the catch.
Well hit ball by Layla Armstrong. Just underneath it, a little too much air with it, but you'll see here, times it up right. And Pella makes it look easy.
So Emery Shannon re-entering here in the 9 spot. There's Autumn Kress subbed in for Shannon and pitched the 4th and 5th inning. So a strikeout and a ground out for Shannon.
It'll be interesting once Wapsie comes back out on defense, who takes the circle. Kress has done a really nice job in her innings of work in this game. The Grandview Christian offense has been quiet against her in the circle.
Taylor Boer, the senior, headed to Simpson to play softball, but when Coach talked about her, he talked about just a high softball IQ and just such a solid glove at shortstop. Here's the 1-1, grounded right back to Cox in the circle, and the throw over to 1 for out number 2.
This Grandview Christian defense has really settled in, making the routine plays look easy. That's something early in this game they had struggled with. But Coach DeMolinaire talked a lot about the senior leadership coming in and saying, hey, we got this. A lot of game left. Let's get it under control. And that's exactly what they've done.
Lola Destival. Line drive into left center field. That's a 2-out single for the Warriors here in the 6th. Top of the order delivers and keeps the 6th inning alive and brings Taylor Boer to the plate, who is 3 for 3 so far in this game.
And Lola Destival, the leadoff hitter, knows exactly what she's looking for. This is these hitters' 4th time through the lineup, and very smart timeout here by Coach DeMolinaire. Wants to have a conversation prior to Taylor Boer coming up.
And we'll listen into Coach. Having some technical difficulties. We do have umpires, coaches mic'd up throughout the broadcast, and sometimes as coaches are waving runners home and giving high fives on grand slams, you know, mics can get unplugged. But
top secret conversation.
Top secret, there we go. So Destival with a single. She's 2 for 4. She's at first base. Taylor Boer at the plate now. She's 3 for 3. Has 2 runs scored. And an opportunity here for the senior to come back here in the state championship game. Down a pair. Cox first pitch, outside portion of the plate. Boer fouls it back.
And it would have been interesting to hear what was said in that huddle, because, I mean, this is a difficult out for Wapsie Valley. Taylor Boer 3 for 3 on this game and able to do some damage.
There's a grounder. It's a fair ball fielded by Bird. The throw to first is just in time for out number 3. Sophie Bird is having herself a championship game. And Grandview Christian holds Wapsie scoreless in the top of the 6th inning.
Sophie Bird out 3 feet into foul territory. That is a long throw across the diamond. Taylor Brewer laying it all out there.
So we flip to the bottom of the 6th inning, and here in Fort Dodge, connections are thick in softball world.
Okay.
Coaches know so many coaches, players know so many players, and sometimes, Allie, as we have found out, even announcers know some of the players. And for Wapsie Valley, third baseman Gracie Sabetka. I first met Gracie when she was 11 years old. The Sabetka family right in the center of your screen. Dad in the gray t-shirt, mom on the right. And here's a look at the Junior Wahawks 2021. And I got to be honest, it says Brad Wells coaching Gracie Sabetka. I was the fun coach. Coach Nikki and Coach Molly, my wife on the right, and Nikki Kniebel in the center. Those two got this team playing some of the best softball that those kids had played in 3 years. And yeah, we had a little attitude, Allie.
For some reason, I believe that Coach Brad was the fun coach.
Gracie's mom, Kathy, says, you guys made it fun, and that kind of got the itch for Gracie. And leading off the 6th, Jada Rogers, a single for Grandview Christian. Straight up the middle. As Crest does come back into the game for Wapsie Valley in the circle here for the Warriors, and the top of the order comes to the plate. Livy Vandersloos fouls it straight back.
Nice upward spin on that pitch by Cress. Rise ball is a tough pitch to hit for slappers. Slappers always trying to get their hands above the ball, hit it down into the dirt. So if a pitch can make it above the hands, can induce a quick pop-up.
The one from Cress is low. The throw down to second. That's a stolen base for Rogers.
Grandview Christian throughout this entire game has been so aggressive on the base pass, and while they have been caught, most of the time it's really paying off for them, and they're able to capitalize on the aggressiveness.
Rogers in scoring position for Vandersloos. Had an RBI and her ground out in the 4th inning. She scored a run when she had a single in the 3rd. It's also thrown out at the plate after she walked in the 1st inning. Here's the 2-1. This is popped up, and Sabetka makes the catch at 3rd. Coach Nikki and Coach Molly are saying, I taught her that.
Good movement. Good movement in the 3rd base position. Cover that bunt, drop back, make the catch in foul territory.
So now Cress will face Maya Murphy. Murphy contact every at-bat. A ground out and 2 fielder's choice plays. She did score a run in the 3rd inning as she was on first for the Sophie Bird grand slam. Wapsie Valley had a 4-0 lead. Sophie Bird tied it up and added a run in the 3rd, and then in the 4th inning for Grandview Christian's 2-run lead.
What's up? No.
It's a ground ball, a tough spinner, and that is off the leg of Murphy.
It looked like it had a misdirection there after she had hit it. It was our 3rd base umpire who was actually
Casey
able
Conover.
to make that call. It's a tough angle from where we're at behind home plate. You can kind of just see the ball change directions.
It's 1-2 on Murphy with one away here. Rogers at second base. There's the 1-2 hit into left field. That's going to get down in front of Destival. Destival dropped it. Being waved home is Rogers. Cut off by Sabetka. And Grandview Christian adds an insurance run here in the 6th.
And how about this? Maya Murphy, the off-speed pitch right off the end of her bat, pokes it out into left field. And a difficult play there results in an extra insurance run.
So Maya Murphy, the senior, delivers in the 6th to make it a 3-run lead for Grandview Christian.
Now, how are you handling Sophie Bird at the plate here? Already a grand slam in this game. First base is open. I'm being very, very careful in how I'm pitching to Sophie Bird. She is swinging such a hot bat right now.
Ball right down the middle. 1 ball, 1 strike. And if you're Autumn Kress, she came in the 4th inning, struck out Sophie Bird to end the inning. That's what I love about the state tournament. You have 2 teams that all have players that have some of the highest confidence that they've had all season right now, and you're in this championship game. Here's the 1-1. This is fouled away. First base side, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes on Bird.
There's just no game like the state championship. Players that just seem to have those clutch genes come right out.
Grandview Christian, their motto, we over me. Here's the 1-2. This is popped up right field. Destival goes back. Harper Destival, the 8th grader, makes the catch. And the throw gets away from the cutoff. And Sabetka tracks it down. Murphy will advance only to third base on the fly out. And the errant throw, no error charge, and there's 2 away. Chloe Cox will be the batter.
Productive out for Sophie Bird. Runner on second base. Punch that ball out to the right side and let Chloe Cox take over.
Cox a single in the 5th inning. A single here in the 6th would plate a run. Autumn Kress, the freshman, came in relief to replace Taylor Boer, the senior, who's now at shortstop. The changeup slide in there for a strike. No balls, 2 strikes now on Cox.
She's ahead in the count. That's a pitch she's thrown so well. Gives her the opportunity now, if she wants to work off the plate, go for the chase, she can.
Goes on the inner half of the plate, gets the pop up to Harper Destival. The 8th grader in right makes the last 2 outs of the bottom of the 6th inning, and Wapsie Valley will come up here in the top of the 7th, and they will need 3 runs or more to see more softball than the top of the 7th inning. They will have 3, 4, 5 coming to the plate. Well, it's college wrestling. The heart of the mat beats in the great state of Iowa. Catch the grit, the glory, the champions of tomorrow. The tradition continues with a new season. 5 action-packed nights of men's and women's duels beginning this December on your statewide network, Iowa PBS. And a wrestling connection in the stands as Justin Decker in the stands, a 2-time high school state champion for West Central High School, wrestled with the Iowa Hawkeye wrestling program 95 to 98. Did another year at Upper Iowa, I believe, 12 years later. The father of Espen Decker, and father as well of Kanan Decker, a 2025 high school state champion. And I was asked by people, you got to figure out, how is Espen Decker not a wrestler? I went and asked Justin here today. She's playing club volleyball.
That's fair.
She's pretty busy in the winter months. Also, Dad told me, he said, the nerves get to me in these games. He's like, when I'm wrestling, if I'm on the mat and it's me, I had no problem with it. But watching my kids, man, that's a whole different feeling. That's been trying to get something started here for Wapsie Valley in inning number 7.
How neat is that? A state champion himself as being able to watch 2 of his kids also compete at the state championship level. A really neat story on the Wapsie Valley side.
This one down in the dirt. 3-0 now to Espen Decker.
Vandersloo's calling timeout. Have a quick conversation with her pitcher, Chloe Cox. Get her settled in. A quick walk here at the top of the 7th.
Espen gets the free pass. And Maddie Ladeberg is the batter. Time called by Maya Murphy. Senior catcher wants a one-on-one conversation with Chloe Cox.
And I love this. I mean, you talk about the catcher, the leader of your defense. Infield started to come in to join the conversation. She said, no, no, no. I just want to have a conversation right now, just my pitcher. And that's the senior leadership that you rely on behind the plate.
Head coach Krista DeMolinaire talked about the 4 seniors and the senior manager, Reagan Node. First pitch here is hammered after that visit, but well foul down that left field line and well out of play. A long strike. Ladeberg was ready. Change up way up high.
Just out of the grip of Chloe Cox. Grandview Christian right now, a couple of insurance runs on the board. Right now, the focus just needs to be on the batter. Outs are more important than the base runners.
There's the 1-1. Nice ball fouled back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ladeberg is senior. Here's the 1-2. Hammered into center field. This is back. Pella looks up. It's gone. It's a 1-run game in the 7th.
How about that? The senior takes that pitch dead center, high into the bleachers, and we have a 1-run ball game. Grandview Christian coach Krista DeMolinaire is going to go out, have a conversation, let this crowd settle before she continues this game.
Maddie Ladeberg, we mentioned it on senior night. Allie, 2 grand slams and a 2-run home run, 11 RBIs in the final home game. And how about a 2-run bomb in the 7th to give your team life?
An absolute shot off the bat. You could see it as soon as she made contact. Her eyes went dead center field and just watched it fly.
The Warriors are not done yet. Sawyer Boer, the sophomore, looks at a pitch off the plate.
There they go. They just changed it.
Okay, you bet.
I think that's exactly what she said.
There's the 1-0. This is hit into right field, and this will stay up for Jada Rogers to make the catch. And there's one out here in the top of the 7th.
Just a huge out for Grandview Christian there. Anytime you can follow up a home run with an out, a little bit of a sigh of relief for the defense. Settle it back in. Home runs are the greatest thing in softball. Sometimes they can be rally killers, sometimes they can be rally starters. So either way here, both these teams very much in this ball game.
Cox now faces Gracie Sabetka. Sabetka in this game 0 for 2, but drew a walk back in the 3rd. If you're Wapsie Valley right now, down a run, you're thinking base runners, aren't you?
Exactly. Base hit. Base to base softball. This game so far has been defined by the long ball, but 9 times out of 10, it is base to base softball that's going to win you ball games, and that's what you have to get to here in the 7th inning. Get yourself on base, let your teammates go to work.
Cox set to deliver the 2-1 pitch. Sabetka, grounder, left side, fielded by Bird. The throw to first is in time. Grandview Christian is now 1 out away from a Class 2A state title in their first trip ever to the state tournament.
We are championship game number 1 of 5. I am not sure you are going to get this much drama, and if you are, I'm not sure if my heart's going to be able to handle it between today and tomorrow. Such a high energy game. Both these teams have brought everything they have to the plate.
Allie, 22 schools have won a championship in their first appearance at state, but only 3 of them have done it since 2008. There's Louisa Muscatine in 2018, Northland in 2019, and Joaquin Northwest in 2022. First pitch ball to Maya Barnes. Barnes, the senior catcher, 0 for 3, but has made contact.
The 7th inning ball delivery on the Wapsie Valley side, a special moment for the senior and her family, Maddie Ladberg.
Here's the 2-0. This is hammered into center field, and it is past Pelham. Around first, headed for second. Now back to first goes Barnes. A 2-out single to keep Wapsie Valley's hopes alive.
And the bottom part of this lineup needed to come alive. No better time than now.
First hit by the bottom third of this order, to just beyond the reach of Pelham.
And very smart base running there by Maya Barnes to retreat back to first base. She's the tying run in this ball game. Also could have been the 3rd out. You have to be safe when you're running bases. You never want the final out of an inning or even the ball game to be on the base paths.
Wapsie Valley with the tying run on first. Layla Armstrong, the batter. Looks at one up high from Chloe Cox.
Layla Armstrong, the patient hitter, as coach says. And high pressure moment, that patience is key.
Once fouled straight back into the stands. And it's 1-1. For Wapsie Valley, they're trying to keep their hopes alive. They won a state softball title in 1969. That was the final year they played the state tournament at Hubbard. 1970, the state tournament came to Fort Dodge. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count on Layla Armstrong.
Everyone in this ballpark now on the Grandview Christian side up on their feet.
The 1-2 grounder to the shortstop. Vandersloot the throw across the diamond, and Grandview Christian wins the Class 2A title in their first trip to the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union State Softball Tournament.
Coach Krista DeMolinaire in tears on her sideline. This Grandview Christian Thunder team has earned it. They fought their way back. Now the first ones in history to lose in the first round of the double elimination bracket, fight their way back to a state championship.
In just year number 4 as head coach, Krista DeMolinaire has a state title. Embrace with her players and her star pitcher, Chloe Cox, the sophomore. Man, great effort from Wapsie Valley in this last inning to get that tying run on first.
And the clean play to end it there. That is a high pressure moment. It's never a sure play. In Grandview Christian has their first title.
Grandview Christian committed 4 errors in this game, but early on, and then cleaned things up defensively, but they get 7 runs on 9 hits and 2 Wapsie errors. Wapsie Valley 6 runs on 9 hits and 4 Grandview Christian errors.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the infield for the awards ceremony. Presenting the Class 2A All-Tournament Team Medals is Executive Director Aaron Gerlich and Softball Administrator Jason Esslinger. Here is your Class 2A All-Tournament team. From Grandview Christian, Harper Rosado. From Wapsie Valley, Sawyer Boer. From Ridgeview, Cora Tesh. From Regina Catholic, Lily Nybar. From Regina Catholic, Harper Irwin. From Regina Catholic, Keegan Kleppy. From Grandview Christian, Chloe Cox. From Wapsie Valley, Lola Destival. From Grandview Christian, Livy Vandersloot. From Wapsie Valley, Taylor Boer. And your Class 2A All-Tournament Team Captain. From Grandview Christian, Sophie Bird.
Allie, a grand slam and a championship game certainly worthy of a captain of the all-tournament team for Sophie Bird.
An exciting game for her, exciting game for this entire Grandview Christian squad, but that is a moment as a softball player you will never forget. An absolute shot to tie up the ball game, get your team back into it, and eventually win. What a showing for Sophie Bird.
We send it back up top to public address announcers.
And now for the trophy presentation. In addition to receiving medals, every participating player will receive a commemorative softball provided by Iowa Farm Bureau, title sponsor of the Girls Athletic Union. Presenting awards are members of the IGHSAU Board of Directors. Congratulations to the runners-up in Class 2A, the Warriors of Wapsie Valley and head coach Austin Jeans. And your 2026 Class 2A state softball champions, the Thunder of Grandview Christian and head coach Krista DeMolinaire. Congratulations.
Grandview Christian in their first title game appearance. They win the school's first softball state championship. And Allie, the defense wasn't clean at first, but the grand slam by Sophie Bird wiped that slate clean. They put the sticker up as the Thunder are state champs. And what a gutsy performance from both teams, and Grandview Christian comes out victorious.
Well deserved. This senior leadership did it for the Thunder. An exciting game to start this championship series.
For Allie Kappert and our fantastic crew of Iowa PBS, I am Brad Wells. Thanks so much for joining us. Coming up later tonight, the 4A championship game, Carlisle, and 8 a.m. a rematch of the 2024 title game coming up.
Funding provided by
Pella Windows and Doors help bring your home to life. For more than 100 years, Pella has been dedicated to building a brighter future in Iowa communities. Pella Corporation is a proud supporter of Iowa PBS.
Fareway Meat and Grocery. For more than 80 years, Fareway has been proud to be an active part of the communities we serve. Learn more at fareway.com.
With our Iowa roots and Midwestern values, Farmers Mutual Hail is committed to offering innovative farm insurance for America's farmers, just as we have for 6 generations. Farmers Mutual Hail, America's crop insurance company.
Musco Lighting is honored to support Iowa PBS. We're an Iowa company that lights local schools, community fields, and stadiums, arenas, and venues in more than 125 countries. While our reach is global, our commitment is local.